Right, so in a bit of a summary of what happened, I did some working like late into the night last night. We're on day 3 today. I managed to get the OAuth to work. Yay! We've managed to pull in some Google Analytics data, double yay, and we're just working through that now. I definitely think doing more complex projects like this is quite tricky. Maybe it's not complex, maybe it's just me telling myself it's complex, but I think it's better to just nail like one thing with vibe coding, get it out there, see what the pickup is, and then kind of go from there. Some of the things that like I'm doing at the minute, so I've currently integrated it with ChatGPT, so OpenAI API. However, I kind of had some thinkings like late last night that actually it's probably better to do a custom GPT for the AI element and interaction within the data and things like that. I could get more control over the brand voice, over the responses, that sort of element. However, annoyingly, that cannot check the internet. So then we're having issues with, well, it's going to need to feed in from Supabase. So it's all adding these like extra layers of complexity. Or do I just keep it as like the OpenAI API at the minute and then look at to do a custom GPT like later down the line? Or I don't know. It's just all of these like issues. I'm quite enjoying working from it from a solo point of view. So I have another project or another business that I'm running called Expecting Skincare, and I'm waiting on a lot of different elements for that. I've vibe coded some stuff for that, which I will be sharing. But yeah, so it's quite nice that I'm just having myself to like problem solve stuff, although it's quite hard at times. I feel like I'm also doing another video where I'm just absolutely babbling. Oh, so annoying. Let me know if you find any of this useful, because at the minute I'm getting more comfortable talking to a camera, which is good, but it does just sometimes seem like it's just a very strange thing to do, to talk to a camera like you're talking to a friend, I guess. But I do want to share this whole journey. This is what this is all about. It's about learning a new skill. So I'm new to vibe coding. I'm new to everything around that. I have also been out of my day job for a year. A lot has changed within AI, within that space. So I'm going to be getting back in and getting under the hood of what's going on within my business or within my company and AI. But this is all about a learning project for me. This is seeing what we can put out from vibe coding, whether anyone actually finds it useful. I did have like a realization in the middle of the night last night, like, is anyone actually going to find this useful in the way that I think that they will? So I've got a couple of groups that I'm part of, like female entrepreneurs, startups and things like that. So I am actually going to put together a bit of questionnaire and see whether people will find this useful and just try and get some feedback and direction, because at the minute I think I'm just, it's just not, I'm just going off my own gut and I'm like, am I building something that's not necessarily needed? When it's just like, it just comes to you late at night. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. In the grand scheme of like sharing what's working and what's not at the minute. So in terms of the socials that I've put out, so I've started 3 new accounts. So Twitter is actually my old Twitter I've had since 2009, which is mad. That is basically like shouting into the abyss. No one is there. Like, I think I get 10 views on my 2 posts that I've done. So if you're on Twitter, hit me up at Louise Gerard. It's quite funny. YouTube is doing all right. Like, my longer form video only got 6 views, so not great. And one of them is my partner. And the shorts are doing better. Like, my best short was taking something from the longer form video and using Veed, shout out to them, to use their AI to pull out short clips. So it tries to get like whatever I say, which is the most viral part of it. So I think it can be quite annoying when half of what I'm saying is probably quite boring. Hopefully not though. And then, so I pulled that out, and then the best one was vibe coding, like your marketing bestie, basically. So as we'd expect, like quite a clickbaity title. My day 2 of vibe coding hasn't done very well either. TikTok is actually surprisingly doing quite well. Again, on my short video, which is a bit more like vibe coding your best friend, like, or your marketing bestie. Again, that's done really well. I think I've had like 60 likes on TikTok, which is definitely way more than I ever have for anything I've shared on my business expecting skincare, or like I've never really shared stuff personally. I've never done anything like this where I'm like constantly talking to a camera to share on social. So that's quite an interesting one. Like all of this is about like iterating and learning. So I'll carry on. Like basically what I'm planning on doing is doing 30 days, like every day post, and just see how it goes, what grows. So I'll share the numbers after the 30 days, and we can see where I've had the most eyes on from a social point of view. And I will be sharing, once I get the feedback from the questionnaire, sharing that as well. So like I said, I am sharing everything that's going on. Right, so here you can actually see what I have built so far. So we are on day 3. This is the day 3 update. Here you can see, obviously, homepage. Ignore the color scheme. I absolutely despise it. It cannot take my iced coffee feedback and make it look like anything. I absolutely hate this logo here, but let's not get caught up on the small things. It's trying to get the actual data to work. So this is an example, obviously, of just a homepage and how that's working at the minute. We have set up integrations. So I have finally got Google Analytics to work. So that is now integrated. This whole thing here is just because, it's added in loads of random stuff. But again, we'll ignore that for now. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing and show you my most up-to-date version. Let me just push that now. Hold on. Yeah. Because one of the things that I have really struggled with this version is this is just really not very user-friendly for anyone who doesn't understand how to sync Google Analytics data. And that's what we want it to be able to do. Is actually be easy for people who don't understand. So let's refresh that and try again and see whether it's managed to do it. So yeah, actually it does seem a little bit easier to understand. So connect your Google account, tick, auto configure, yes, there. You are all set. That is perfect. The only thing I can't test at the minute, or I could, but I don't want to, it's just reconnecting the Google Analytics data there. So yeah, that's good. And it's done a need help section. So that's really nice, actually. That's a really nice touch. You can see that we have the Google Analytics data configured there. The only thing I'm worried about is the auto finding the property. It doesn't seem like it can do that at the minute. So let's just go ahead and sync latest data to see how that works. Okay, that view dashboard doesn't. Oh, perfect. It's just taken me off. Oh, amazing. Right, so we actually have data hooked in. I haven't cross-referenced this with GA at the minute, but it is pulling from an API, so I can't imagine it's totally wrong. But who knows? It could have completely made this all up. I don't hate the dashboard, but I don't love it. So there are areas here like this crops off. That's not right. And this graph just doesn't pull in anything. But the minor details at the minute, the minor details. So that is actually pulling in and doing it now. We have this menu, again, awful. I don't understand why it's decided to do 2 and then double it up. But again, that's not a hard fix to get it to do. Daily trends. Again, I am not liking this whatsoever. It's not very, it's all just very, very text heavy. I think that's something I found with Lovable is it is super text heavy. And it struggles with pulling in nice images and just making it feel a bit better. That might be because I can't prompt it very well. But I will be working on this. Also as well, has it done? Actually, that seems to be a bit better than what it was pulling in. But it is just pulling in random marketing areas. That is completely pointless. Let's see if we need to quick read the article. Sorry, I'm only sharing a Chrome tab, so you actually can't see. It's not actually always pulling in an article. So again, that's going to need to be refactored. But the AI chat element is one of our biggest parts of it. So let's ask, what were my top performing pages last month? See what it says. So it doesn't actually have analytic data. It's not pulling in the data. So that is, again, like a big thing. Let's quick generate insights, see whether it does anything. I also feel like this is like our do or die, like from this analytics assistant. This needs to be really nice. Like it needs to be like literally you're like texting a mate or something like that. Maybe not texting, I'm not sure, but I feel like it just needs to be a little bit better. Okay, what's it pulled in here? Performance analysis. Okay, right. It has pulled in stuff. Again, I'm not loving how it's displaying this like within a chat window. It's making it like super hard. Like it's just hard to. It's not hard to read, but it's annoying to read. Like I'd rather this be visual, but getting that to be visual, I don't know how hard that's going to be. But that is like our North Star, getting this to be visual and getting this like laid out. So maybe we actually need it to create a report as opposed to like this horrible lump of text that's all bolded with random stuff in. But we have got progress. So it's actually looking at the data that we have, it's pulling that in, and then it's looking at the trends and it's pulling that in. So overall, I can't say I'm hating it, but there definitely is things that need to be fixed with it. So we can go back to the dashboard here. We're getting there. So that's the update from day 3 of what we've built so far.